What's up, my brothers and sisters? Y'all know who it is. It's the Hurricane Universo Being. Another beautiful view of this flat horizon line. Now, just so that y'all know, if the buildings and whatnot was not in the way, we would be looking at a flat horizon line 360 degrees all around us, all right? Just so that y'all know that. The buildings are just in the way, okay? Now, as far as the eye can see, we see it flat. Now, we're supposed to detect curvature after 3 miles out when it comes to the naked human eye. Once we elevate, though, that widens our span of visual. Now, if anything, once we elevate, we should actually detect curvature even more. We should at some point see the planet start to bend at some point the higher we go. It's just like putting a light or a flashlight on a very big beach ball and then pulling back away from it, and you'll see the beam on that light get wider and wider. You can look at that as being your eyesight. All right. Now, our eyesight is not unlimited. Our eyesight is limited. All right. So when they tell you that something goes over the curve, that's just the limit of your eyesight. Okay, that's your vanishing point. Remember, you can see clearly 20 feet out. After that, it becomes convergence. All right, which everything starts to curve inward to a point. All right, after the 3 mile radius, things will come to a vanishing point, and you cannot see past that distance. All right. Now, I'm going to get to a question that was asked to me recently from a family member, and they wanted to know how the sun and the moon basically is in. They can see the sun and the moon. The moon at the time was phasing. All right. And they were saying that the sun is giving the moon its light. And they said, what do I have to say about that? Well, I proceeded to say that the moon gives off its own light, and then I got cut off, all right? And the rest was aces. I wasn't able to get out my information. Now, what I also was going to say was that the sun giving the moon its light does not disprove flat Earth, nor does it prove the globe. It actually disproves the globe, all right? Because you should never be able to see the sun and moon in the sky at the same time. And you know why? Because of what mainstream science have taught us and told us back in school up until this day, all right? That the earth is spinning as we speak at 1,000 miles per hour, all right? Now, this cannot be observed nor detected by our natural senses, okay? Which were given to us upon birth, all right? If you don't trust your natural senses, I don't know what to tell you, because that means if you touch some fire and you know it's hot and it burns you, that means that you'll just touch it again and say, no, it's not hot, it's cold. Okay, come on now. That's just common sense, all right? Use your common senses. Now, understand that we're moving at 1,000 miles per hour, okay? On top of that, all right, we are orbiting, or let's say circling the sun, all right, at 67,000 miles per hour. All right? Now just think. We're going around the sun, spiraling at 67,000 miles per hour, and we ourselves are spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. And hold on, guess what? You ready for the big thing? The sun is now moving, and it's pulling us 600,000 miles per hour through space. Now walk with me, y'all. Back in the 90s, at least when I was in school coming up, I was taught that the sun was stationary and it was the center of the universe and all planets revolved around the sun. All right. Now, fast forward to this time, the sun is not only stationary, is not stationary at all. It's moving. Not only moving, it's hurtling through space at 600,000 miles per hour. Now, these numbers are ridiculous when you put it in just logic and common sense. First and foremost, how would you even get out of space to even detect that type of movement? Let alone, how would you take a spaceship out of outer space and return it back into our atmosphere in order to land on an Earth that is spinning 1,000 miles per hour, also hurtling through space, okay, at 600,000 miles per hour, and orbiting the sun as it's being pulled at 67,000 miles per hour, all right? First off, make that make sense when I can observe stationary, peaceful stillness right now as we speak. You understand? And the only thing that moves is the luminaries above us, the stars, sun, moon. How do we get day and night? It's easily shown, easily experienced by the sun coming into our view, going over our heads, and leaving out of our view. The sun brings its light with it, and the sun takes its light away from us with it as well. You understand? That's night and day. It's impossible to figure in these numbers that they give us and to say that we get night and day just like how we observe it, going off of their numbers, okay? See, this is common sense. I'm just thinking, y'all. I'm just going back to just thinking. They took that away from us, all right? They replaced common senses and logical thinking, all right, with a whole bunch of imagination. Remember, your consciousness, which is the mind, it can be altered. It can be tampered with. You understand? It can be thrown off because it's the imagination, you understand, that can be tapped in, all right? But when it comes to your gut feeling, your base, all right, your subconscious, it'll give you the real. That's your feelings. It'll give you otherwise. You understand what I'm saying? Your gut feeling would tell you that that fire is hot. Somebody can manipulate your conscious or your mind to tell you that the fire is otherwise. Or it could even tell you that the fire is this or that, and you might not even want to touch it. See? But your gut feeling tells you otherwise, y'all. Butterflies in the stomach, we don't get that just right here on Earth. We don't get sick, all right? Our equilibrium is not thrown off, okay? But only when we're in things that move. Fast cars, merry-go-round, roller coasters, all right? We can detect that. You can feel that. You get off a daggone merry-go-round, you feel the dizziness. Your equilibrium is thrown off. But not where you're right here on Earth. But we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. Come on. Make that make sense, y'all. All right? I'm just getting back to the basics. All right? All right. Peace, love, and light, y'all.